What's a little thing you do to make the world a better place? Move turtles out of the road. Yay. When you move them, make sure you put them in the direction they were going. They are quite determined to go where they want to go. Recognize and thank a person for their help/efforts, no matter how small a task may seem. I found this really helpful as a bar manager at festivals. When you have crazy 14-hour shifts, just telling people, hey man, thanks for restocking the fridge, really goes a long way. As a grunt worker, this kind of acknowledgement makes me happy and feel appreciated. For sure. It's amazing how, when you show that interest and appreciation, things open up, and you realize that person that's been restocking your fridge all summer is saving up to hike the PCT, or just moved from New Zealand, or also loves the 1975, and whatever. With these jobs, it's easy to forget that the people are people too, with complicated lives and stories and friend and depth. When I remove an item from a grocery store shelf, I move the same item forward to replace it. ESP top shelf items. Short people like me appreciate you. I'm a tall person with severe nerve damage in my back. At your next short person's meeting, can you discuss doing this on the lower shelves? Thank you in advance. Own up to my mistakes to those it directly affects. Edit. Effects. I read this and think video games lol. But I do the same. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. And if someone thinks I'm wrong, I hope they will speak up and say so. I'd rather know certain things I'm doing are wrong than say something and keep doing it if there's no backlash. I always make sure to be overly polite to people serving me, whether in a restaurant or a shop, and I always tell them to have a good day when I leave. Having worked in retail, I know a simple "how are you?" "thank you" or a "have a nice day" can mean a lot, especially on a bad shift. I was raised to have good manners, and I'll be damned if I don't flex them at any opportunity I have. It always surprises/saddens me that other people can't be the same way. I feel like everyone should have to do 6 months waiting tables between high school and college, or just after HS. I think it would make our society so much better overall. I've long been of the mind that the last year of high school should have something along the lines of pick one per semester, including summer, from the following year round. Food service, retail, trades, childcare/elder care, library assistant/museum helper person, available in summer only. Camp staff attend basic training. Note, not requiring enlistment, but still need to pass training for credit, with some basic demonstration of giving a shit, and at least moving towards competence in order to get credit. It'd leave some room for choice that way, and may get people considering career paths they never would have thought about otherwise. I don't know if it makes the world a better place, but I try to be as nice as possible to people. Even strangers who come up and talk to me, I'm nice to them. I don't know what they are going through, but sometimes we just need someone to talk to. Yes, whenever I have an exchange with a retail or service worker, I try to really look at them and invest a little in the exchange. People can tell when you treat them like a person instead of an automaton. I know many don't care and just want to be done with their shift, but that's the point. And some really seem to come alive if they realize you're treating them like someone who deserves notice. Compliment people. I saw on here that men don't get many compliments, so I try to do it in as unflirty a way as possible, so it doesn't get awkward. Simple stuff like cool shirt. When I worked at Starbucks, I tried to say one compliment to each customer that went through the drive-thru. It could be something as simple as nice sunglasses or watch, or whatever. It could literally be anything, and it totally switched people's attitude toward you. I told other partners, other employees, to do this, and it somehow made some shifts a lot easier to manage. Customer-wise, I still try to do this at work, but it's a little harder now with the social distancing and masks. Esmeralda voice, by the way. Great mask. I pick up a few pieces of trash each time I walk my dog. It's a very tiny thing, but I like to think it adds up. You Daryl MVP. It, everyone MVPs. I do my best to keep bread and toast crumbs out of the butter container. Truly the kindest of all of us. Take care of my things. We didn't have much while growing up, and my mother always believed in quality. She would buy things she knew we would use a lot. I have the same pencil case from 6th grade. I'm in grad school now. I have linen bed sheets, water bottles, fountain pens, mugs, and even some clothes that I've used for over 10 years. This helps me consume less, in turn creating less waste. I feel like we should strive to reduce before reusing and recycling. It blows my mind how some people go through so much crap because they see it as disposable or it's out of fashion. I've had the same backpack since 2007, the same duffel bag since 2004, and the same laundry hamper since 2000. I also use the hamper to put my groceries in when I go to the store, so I'm not using bags either. I'm also in grad school and I've got 10+ year-old binders and the same ruler I've had since middle school. My dad hammered it into me that you take care of your stuff. It was annoying when I was younger, but once I started paying for all my own stuff I was so glad he was like that. When someone gets cut off repeatedly in conversation I make an effort to make eye contact with them and say go ahead, I'm listening, or something along those lines. Yes, I do this too. And you can tell by the look on their face that it's really appreciated. Everyone knows how it feels to have a story cut off, especially if it happens more than once. Good on you. I just know how it feels, and I appreciate it. So I try to pay it forward. Thanks. I don't mess with my phone while driving. One less hazard to worry about on the roads. Thank you. I used to leave my parking permit on the permittance if I had an early day at community college so someone else didn't have to pay. Turns out it started a trend and people still do it. I can't take the full credit though. I think someone accidentally bought two and didn't realize it, so they left it at the machine. The parking meters in my city no longer print tickets. You enter your license plate hash when you pay, so this act of kindness isn't possible everywhere. Open bracket. Pick up trash. When you see someone that looks down or lonely, talk to them. You might make a good friend. Smile at strangers I pass. When I was younger I read something, may or may not have been true, that a man was contemplating suicide and told himself that if one person smiled at him that day then he wouldn't do it, and no one did. So he killed himself. Again, I don't know if it was just a story or if it actually happened, but I told myself from then on I'd smile at anyone I passed on the street. Chalking sidewalks, telling people they are loved, and sharing positive words. Your worth is not determined by your productivity. You are doing the best you can. You are worthy of love simply for existing. If you need help, text home to 741 to 741. Making hopscotch on a trail. It is small, but watching people walk on the sidewalks after I have chalked is so satisfying. Especially when they do not know it is me. Eater, wow. Thank you for the silver. First award ever. I'm smiling. Not something I do on the regular because of lockdown and several other variables, but when I'm in London and it's raining, if I'm at a crossing with tourists with young kids who don't have umbrellas, I'll hold the umbrella over the kid's head instead of mine. Answering any question, no matter how stupid, to the best of my ability. If someone has a genuine question about something, it's a dick move to ridicule them for it. This just promotes stupidity because people will be too scared to find out the truth for something. I hated it and still do when as a kid I asked a question and adults would just say it's to make you talk or stuffs like that. So I stopped asking anything to people mostly because of it. I think they were too afraid to acknowledge the fact that they didn't know the answer. The more I grow, the more I realize adults are stupid and immature. Whenever I see a fellow woman wearing something super great looking, I'll go as far as to yell I like your dress / hair / makeup across the street. Yes girl, there's nothing like getting a genuine compliment from another woman. I still think about the vitamin store lady who enthusiastically complimented a crop top I was feeling exceptionally insecure about. It really made an impact that lasts. Every time I feel shitty about how I look, I think about vitamin lady and wear the thing anyway. I'm a couponer. I get a lot of free stuff, especially toothpaste. Every now and then I go through my stash and box up the extra and give it to a local organization that helps those in need. Also, every time I give someone a birthday gift, I throw a toothpaste in there too. Because why not? This is so sweet.